Hey everyone, it's Jasmine. Welcome to my channel. My flows are about accessibility and meeting you where you are on the mat. And if you're returning, thank you so much. I appreciate you. So today's flow will certainly challenge your balance. We're actually going to build on and add new poses as we build our flow with a peak pose. So grab your blocks if you haven't already, and let's get started. So I'm actually gonna go to the top of my mat here and begin to roll my shoulders, settling into my breath, my body here. Feel free to pause and go in the opposite direction. And we're gonna tap into kind of this modified chaturanga, sun salutation variation mix just to get our blood pumping before we get started. So with soft knees here, inhale, sweeping your hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Stepping your right leg back. And now going into a supported plank. Bring your crown forward, lower down to your belly. Inhale, low, small, big cobra, whatever is speaking to you. Pushing up to your plank, to your downward dog here. Inhale, sweeping your right leg up. Stepping into the top of your mat, bringing your back leg to meet your front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping your left leg back here. Your knee on the ground into your supported plank. Crown forward, lower down. Cobra, high or low. Push back into your downward dog. Sweeping your left leg up. Stepping into the front of your mat here, bringing your back leg to meet your front here. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring your shoulders away from your ears here, lowering down to your forward fold. Feel free to have a nice bend in your knees here. Now we're actually going to step back into that supported plank pose and then actually tap into a tabletop position here. Whew. And just breathing it out here, we're gonna tap into a couple of rounds of cat-cows. So lowering your belly, looking towards your eyebrows here. Exhale, pushing away from the earth, belly button to spine. Now repeating on your own, dropping your belly, looking towards your eyebrows, rounding your back, your spine. On your last exhale, return to a neutral spine here. Now we're going to push our hips back, untuck our toes, and up into our downward dog. Feel free to pedal it out or find some stillness. Inhale, looking towards the top of your mat. Feel free to widen your stance here into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Pushing into all four corners. Root to rise. Inhale, sweeping your hands up. Exhale, hands resting next to your side. That is great. Now we're moving on to our actual yoga practice or our flow. Again, we will be adding on new poses until we get to our peak pose. So Let's get started here at the top of our mat. Inhale, sweeping our hands up. Exhale, lower down. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping back to a downward dog. Inhale, sweeping your right leg up. Exhale, stepping in between your hands here, and then bringing yourself up and sweeping your hands up for a warrior one. So your front knee is bent here in this warrior one. Your back leg is at a 45-degree angle. And to check your hip alignment, if your hips are facing off towards your mat, just bring your front leg or your front hip back, front hip forward, and you're now facing here to the front of your mat. Exhale, back to your downward dog. Plank pose. Lower down. Cobra. Back to your downward dog here. Sweeping your left leg up. Stepping in between your hands. Rising yourself up for your warrior one pose. Again, checking your alignment, bringing your front hip back if needed for your warrior one. Awesome. Bring your hands down, stepping back to your downward dog. Plank of your choice, could be full or supported. Lowering down. Inhale, cobra. Pushing up to your downward dog. Great, let's keep on adding. Inhale, sweeping your right leg up. Stepping your right foot forward. Coming up to your warrior one. And now what we will do is we're going to tap into a warrior three. And I'm going to give you a couple of options. I'm going to have my blocks here just for support. So we're in our warrior one here. And a couple of options for you. Placing your hands on your hips and then using one of those blocks here just to kind of lift you off the ground a little. So you don't have to tap into this full warrior three, but you can pulse a little and check it out. So back to your warrior one. See how that feels. Placing your hands, both hands now, on your blocks for your warrior three. Or if warrior three is in your practice, feel free to place your hands behind you, in front of you, or on your hips, whatever feels best for you. Now slowly lower your back leg here, back to your warrior one. Framing your front foot, stepping back into your downward dog, plank, cobra, downward dog. Now let's repeat on the opposite side. Sweeping your left leg up, stepping into your warrior one. Checking your hip alignment, bringing that front hip back if needed. And now let's tap into warrior three. So again, back leg could barely lift off the ground here. You can use your blocks for support. Sweeping your back leg up just a little. Straighten out that front leg or using no hands. Whatever you like to do. Stepping back, lowering your back leg for warrior one. Framing your front foot, stepping back to downward dog. Lower to plank, crown forward, lower down, cobra, plank to downward dog. All right, let's keep on adding. Inhale, sweeping your right leg up. Step into your warrior one. Warrior three of your choice. Now with your back leg that is straight or extended in this warrior pose here, I'm gonna just rest my hands here. What we're going to do, have our hands on our hips and begin to bring that back leg forward here. Now we're gonna pause. This is a safe space in your yoga pose as we tap into a crane pose. So if this feels great, wonderful. So you would go from your warrior three to resting your foot on the ground. Or if you like, you can do warrior three. And then bringing that back leg forward here, bend it here, and now we're in a crane pose. Whew. Now getting out of here, we're just gonna place our foot down and repeat on the opposite side. So inhale, sweeping up, forward fold, stepping back to your downward dog, lifting your left leg up, stepping into your warrior one. Warrior three of your choice. Crane pose of your choice. Bringing that back leg up, bending your front knee here for a nice balance. And then we're just simply stepping out of it. All right, one more round. Inhale, sweeping your hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping back to our downward dog. Inhale, sweep your back leg up. Step into your warrior one. Checking your hip alignment, pushing that back front hip backwards here. Hips are now squared. Warrior three of your choice. Actually, the block sounds really good right now. Crane pose of your choice. Lifting that front leg, bending it now. And so now adding on to this pose, we're gonna actually take our bended knee here, bring it back, and then with your left hand, begin to reach towards the outside of your right foot or your block here. Your right hand could be on your hip for a reverse half moon pose. Whew. Now lowering and getting out of here, lowering your back leg, stepping back into a warrior one. Our peak pose, if you haven't noticed yet, was a reverse half moon. Coming into your downward dog, plank, bring your crown forward and lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, plank to downward dog. Now let's try it on the opposite side. Sweeping your left leg up. Stepping into your warrior one. Checking your hip alignment, bringing that back hip, that front hip back, squaring off your hips. Warrior three of your choice. Crane pose. Now taking your front bended knee and begin to bring it back and lengthen it out here and reach outside with your right hand of your left foot or a block. Twisting your upper body here for our reverse half moon. Lowering your back leg. Inhale, sweeping up to your warrior one. Framing your front foot with your hands, stepping your feet back here for a downward dog. plank pose. Lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, pushing back. Pushing up to your downward dog. Now, we're gonna do it all in one fluid motion on both sides. So inhale, sweeping your right leg up. Step into your warrior one. Warrior three. Crane pose. Reverse half moon. Twisting that upper body to the right side of your mat. Dropping your back leg. And don't matter if you fall, because girl, I told you we will challenge our balance today into warrior one. Framing your front foot. Downward dog. Inhale, sweeping your left leg up. Step into your warrior one. Checking that hip alignment. Warrior three. Crane pose. Reverse half moon pose. Block or no block. Twisting your front body here. Lowering your back leg. Warrior one. Framing your front foot. Pushing your hips back. I'm gonna move my blocks for our downward dog. Lower down to your knees here, because we deserve a break. Widen your knees and then pushing your hips back for a child's pose. Whew. We were moving and grooving, yeah. Inhale, looking up towards your mat here. Back into a tabletop position. And I like for you to just move with your own creativity, your own sense of fluidity on this mat here as we slow our breath down, our body down. Whatever feels good for you, tap into that movement. Whew, that feels great. All right, so now we're gonna cool down a bit. So swinging our legs out in front of us here. And we're in a seated pose with our legs straight out in front of us. And I'm just gonna let my legs hang loose here as I bring my blocks a little bit closer to me. In a seated forward fold. Just cooling down. And connecting back with my breath here. Pushing myself back up into the seated forward fold here. And now we rest. We go into our Shavasana. So feel free to get on your back, however that looks for you. And I'm gonna give you a couple of options here. So you can lay in a constructive rest pose. So I have my feet flat on the ground And my feet are closer to the back of my thighs here, and my knees are laying inward. So this may feel really good for you, especially if you have an arch in your back, and sometimes laying flat on your back is challenging or uncomfortable. This could help just bring a flatter posture towards your back here. So this is a constructive rest here. Arms are still sprawled out, knees are inward, and we are here. Or you can tap into a more traditional Shavasana. So sprawling and straightening your legs out here. So this is an option for you. I'm actually really loving the feeling of the constructive rest on my lower back. So I'm gonna tap into that pose. And before I go quiet, I want to applaud you for challenging your balance today. I know for me, when I was writing this pose, I was like, man, I might really fall. And I did. And you know, that is okay. So I hope you really just thank yourself for getting on the mat today and hopefully having some fun. Now tapping into your breath here, taking your deepest breath of today's practice so far. Exhale. Now continuing to breathe. Now, if you have more time to sit in Shavasana, I will always encourage you to. However, if you're coming out with the rest of us, begin to wake yourself up by wiggling your fingers, opening your eyes if they have been closed, and taking the deepest inhale thus far today through your nose, holding it at the top, and exhale through your mouth. One more time, inhale through your nose, hold it at the top, exhale through your mouth. Rolling over to your left or right side in this fetal position here, just for a tad bit, and then pushing yourself up. Whew. Thank you so much for joining me in today's practice. I hope you come back here if you like to challenge your balance. Until next time, bye.